Night Football. Mal gucken, ob jetzt die Übertragung klappt, das Spiel klappt, alles. Ich werde Karrieremodus machen mit den Raiders. Und in der Laufe der Zeit auch online liegen, spielen auf YouTube. So, wie ihr seht, ich spiele mit den Raiders. Wir werden direkt auch mal, ach geht gar nicht mehr, wir müssen die Saison noch mit ihm spielen. Weil ich das damals verpeilt habe. So. Raiders, wir haben einmal verloren. Wir haben besseres Potenzial. Das konntet ihr beim letzten Mal sehen, dass wir, habe ich es hochgeladen, habe ich auf Twitch gespielt und wir werden jetzt einfach mal so trainieren. So. Wir haben viele neue Spieler und müssen jetzt halt gucken, dass wir mit denen klarkommen. Upgrade. Nelson. So. So. Dann gucken wir jetzt mal. Nächstes Spiel, nächste Woche.
Scouting points are earned every week. Use all of your points because a portion of the remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.
Oh, wir haben aus Versehen das Spiel überzogen. Ja, das war wohl nicht so gut.
Here's a list of all the players that will appear in the upcoming draft. Select a player to learn more. Select to scout this player and unlock his best. Each skill unlock will cost you scouting points. Unlock this player's true skill ranking to see if he is a diamond in the rough. You just found a diamond in the rough. Other teams will undervalue this player and you may get the next Tom Brady.
Okay. Können wir dann machen, wenn wir Lust dazu haben.
Players have contracts that are about to expire. Re-sign them so you don't lose. These players are on the last year of their contract. Re-sign them so you don't lose them next season.
Wie alt ist er denn? 30. Hammer. Ein Jahr. Er ist... Ja, da können wir ruhig mal. Das sauber ist perfekt. Okay, ich muss mich da auch noch reinleben, aber okay. So, zweite Woche habe ich aus Versehen übersprungen, aber nicht schlimm. Werden wir schon wieder aufholen. So. Team. 74 Defensive 73. Jetzt gucken wir erstmal, wie wir hier alles eingestellt haben. Vertical Power Run. Nee. Genau, West Coast Power Run. So wollte ich spielen. Okay. Machen wir das jetzt so. Ne, hier ist noch einer. Ah. Over 12. Der passt auch gar nicht mehr in mein Schema rein, der Affenarsch. Okay. So, dann gucken wir jetzt mal. Jetzt wollen wir mal spielen hier, ne? Full Game. Gegen die Vikings. Zweimal haben wir jetzt verloren. Das ist schlecht natürlich. Weil ich eben gepennt habe.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a three-time Pro Bowler, Derek Carr, leading the Oakland Raiders as they take on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half. But it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments
Hallo
ago,
Anja,
when the Vikings were introduced, it
hey,
was
wie geht's
downright
dir?
shaking in here.
Das
They're
freut mich,
set
dich
for
zu sehen hier auf
football as
meinem
the
Stream.
Vikings get ready to do battle with
Ich
Derek
werde meinen
Carr
Kanal
and the
hier
Oakland
aufnehmen.
Raiders.
Nicht nur bei Twitch, sondern auch hier.
From up top, I'm Brandon
Hier
Godden.
wird
Charles Davis,
zukünftig
as always, with me as
meist
well. And
Football
CD,
geben.
defenses better be on their toes in this one because we got two quarterbacks who love to throw the football, and they throw it very well.
Over 4,000 yards each in the previous season. So what you're saying is, if you're a defender, Hope you prepared properly. Hydrated, stretched, be on your toes, as you said, because the ball's coming your way.
Ich hoffe, du wirst ein guter Zuschauer bei Football. Das ist gut. So, wollen wir mal. Nein! Oh.
It's the first weekend of autumn and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be marked out right there at the 20-yard line.
Ja, mir geht's auch gut.
Set and ready to roll as he leads the Raiders out
Ich freue mich, die Raiders haben heute Nacht gewonnen.
Season, 28 years of age, former second-round pick back in 2014, and a lot of people feel this is a critical season for Derek Carr as a Raider. There were whispers that the Raiders might be in the market for a QB in the draft. Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out.
Du kommst, dass du mir gerne zuschaust.
3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Now on 2nd and 13, Carr. And that's complete to Luke Wilson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Wilson gives Oakland a veteran option at tight end. Remember, they had Jared Cook last year. He's now in New Orleans. But Wilson, 5 years in Seattle, then 1 in Detroit before the native of Windsor, Canada, signed with Oakland back in March.
So, jetzt muss ich das gleich nochmal ausprobieren.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And Blount has it. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And the offensive starters here for the Raiders.
And all eyes will be on Antonio Brown on the outside, now wearing a uniform other than Pittsburgh's. Donning the black and silver of Oakland. How will he mesh with his new head coach, John Gruden? His new quarterback, Derek Carr. Let's see how things go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Again, they'll throw with Carr. Looking left side, and he's got it in. That's Paul. And he'll bring it up here right at the 40-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Was hast du die Tage so gemacht, Anja?
Even though it was complete.
So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the 8-year NFL veteran, quarterback Kirk Cousins.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
Ratschläge und hast du nicht gesehen.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
And running back Dalvin Cook was drafted in 2017 to be the lead runner for the Vikings, and he should love what they're putting in for him in 2019. This is a run-first, run-heavy offense as dictated by their head coach. Dalvin Cook should get more than enough carries to threaten 1,000 yards rushing this season.
And they're going to go with the jet sweep. This is Diggs with it. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Bist du noch da, Anja?
The tackle there by LaMarcus Joyner. We'll look now at our starting defense. They come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. You've got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. From the gun, here's Cousins.
Ach Mann, jetzt habe ich mich so sehr auf den Quarterback konzentriert, ey.
That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Ja, nächste Woche spiele ich in der Richtung Online-Liga an, ja.
15 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown.
And well liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over. Let's run the ball.
I'm coming after you.
From the 39, Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. That catch good for 5. It's third down. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. The open man is Smith. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 41-yard line. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 41. On play action, Cousins. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley.
Ich hab da überhaupt nicht gehört, er ist rausgetreten.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they.
Here's 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Blunt. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Ja, machen wir den mal hier.
Now, 54, right there, right. 180. Hey, we're good, we're good. 180, fella.
Throwing on first down is Carr. That is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. The end result, 21 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Carr going to throw.
Yes.
That is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Luke Wilson. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. Defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Carlson now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback.
Ah, nee,
and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night, they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams. An 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And Cook has it.
Yeah, moin, Liam.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Liam, du guckst mir zu beim Football? Was ist mit dir los?
And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Moin sagen.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. He needed a yard. That's what he got. And it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Aber schreibt nicht mit mir.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says no
Oder du warst nicht da. Warst du da kochen
and we
oder
didn't see
so?
it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. And incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And it's 2nd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you. Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here? Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play.
That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Now he dumps this off over the middle.
Da habe ich nicht aufgepasst. Da habe ich nicht aufgepasst.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. First down, here's the run with Cook. Josh Morrow on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Kick is good. And they are on the board, but still
made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Back onto the field now comes the wideout Antonio Brown. The early returns for him, very good to start this season. Interesting to see if he can keep up that torrid pace.
Yeah, when you're talking about averaging 100 yards a game as a receiver, extrapolate that over 16 games, and you're having a monster season. So, yeah, you love what he's doing early, but I think it's got to go back to the offseason, doesn't it? It's got to go back to the roots, spending time with the guy who's going to throw the ball to him, spending time watching tape, spending time reading defenses, and, of course, getting himself ready to play.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now, Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Carr. Paul bringing it in. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. Towards the end zone for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They were trying to go to Brown once again, but now it'll be 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Completes it to Brown. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still 2nd down.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Let's make these babies cry.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Throw left side complete. It's Cook. A gain of 39 that time.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 10 more there and another first down. Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Cousins. He's got Higgins over the middle. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Ich danke euch für die Likes. Ihr dürft aber auch gerne mit mir schreiben.
Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Cousins. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hitting yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
Okay, die Vikings kommen uns immer näher.
Das
sollten wir vielleicht mal vermeiden.
So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball.
They will kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports halftime report. Time for a look around the NFL here in week 3 of the new year. We'll begin with a rematch from the AFC divisional round last year. Baltimore once again traveling to Arrowhead to take on Kansas City. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, let's head over to New Era Field to see what's happening with the Bills. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers.
Nach dem Debakel
they
in den
trail the
Dolphins,
visiting Denver Broncos in that one. River Craycraft, a touchdown
Max
reception.
mit starken Quoten zum
In our
NFL-Start.
game has been the play of Derek Carr
Was man hier alles
that's
so
led the
erfährt.
way. His guys lead, though, by only a point. It's been a tight one. As for the start of the third quarter, we'll send it back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back
Top
for
News,
quarter
Saints,
number
erneut Ärger mit
3.
den Refs. NFL bestätigt Fehler.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Cousins now, and complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. And only able to get 2, stopped at the 30. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Let's go, defense.
And he's able to find Diggs.
Oh Mann!
And he'll go out near midfield.
Warum immer bei
at the
mir?
49.
Ich führe immer und danach vermasse ich
And
irgendwie
another thing that
alles.
makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunk of yardage picked up.
Cousins
wie im
finding
vergangenen
Diggs on
Jahr
a big one.
endete.
42 yards.
Sind kurz vor der Halbzeit gegen den Texas auch der eine Schiedsrichterentscheidung
Looking
für
on the
nächste
sideline,
Wirbel.
it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
Alter, jetzt regt mich aber langsam auf.
Again, it's Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Herb Smith Jr., his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead. With 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Mike Zimmer's made the decision.
Wir machen mal Pause und gucken mal, was hier wieder los ist. Jetzt geht's mir aber langsam auf die Pimpelle mit dem Internet, ey. Kann doch nicht so schlimm sein, ey. Übertragung, Spiel, Übertragung, Einnahmen. Kommentare, erweiterte Einstellungen. Ihr müsstet eigentlich wieder ein Bild sehen. Theoretisch. Warum ist das denn im Moment so kacke hier mit dem Internet, ey? Das ist total ärgerlich. Oh, Mann. Jetzt kotzt mich aber langsam an, ey. Ich komme gleich wieder. Ätzend.